Welcome, 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 welcome. You all, it is time. It is time to learn. It is time to grow. It is time to plan strategically. And then it's time to go and get exactly what you need in order to raise funds, raise relationships, and clearly articulate your impact so that your organization can, in fact, meet the dreams that you have. They're not too high, they're not too big, and right now I'm going to show you how they are attainable. I'm excited that you're here. I'm excited I'm a part of this journey with you. I want you to grab your pen and your paper. I want you to be open-minded and brave, and I want you to dare to believe everything that I am teaching you that you can actually do. My team and I designed this training with you in mind, and it is our hope and our intention to share with you exactly what you need to grow strategically and intentionally so that your organization and your program can be one and among the standout organizations in your community. I'm excited for this journey that you're on, and I'm excited to be a part of it. It is now time to go. Are you ready? Let's get it. I want to welcome you guys to this opportunity to really deep dive into the process of starting your nonprofits with a strategy and the plan to be fully funded. Okay, to be fully funded and to have the resources necessary, the money necessary to deliver your program, expand your program, as well as achieve all of your organizational goals and the mission of your organization. Again, for those of you who are new to me, I am known as the nonprofit expert or the grant guru. I help organizations, thousands of organizations in my career to start, grow, and to sustain their nonprofit businesses. And it begins with the understanding of the need. That's your value, right? The need that you are meeting as a nonprofit. What is a nonprofit? A nonprofit is an organization that is intentionally and strategically designed to meet a need. All right. That's your value. The value of your business is that you meet a real need. Okay. That's the value of your business. So any business that starts has to know, what is the value of my business? What is the product of your business? All right. The product or the value of your business is the need that you meet, the impact that you have, okay? That is what draws, that's what attracts, that's what sustains, that's what maintains your customer, right? Who is your customer? In any business, you have a product and you have a customer. You have a product and you have a customer, okay? Your product is impact. Your customer are your donors, your funders, your supporters, your volunteers, your board members, those that keep coming, keep giving, keep supporting, right? Why do they do that? Because they value your product, your impact, okay? So the steps to starting your nonprofit, beyond the idea, beyond the passion, beyond the desire to, is to understand what is going to be our product. What is going to be our outcome? What is going to be the problem that we solve? That's where it starts, right? Understanding that with any business, right? You're not the only business organization that is touching, that is impacting, that is engaging with the audience that you serve. That's okay. That's okay. There's a room enough for everybody. If you actually have a valuable product, okay? There are millions of nonprofits. If you were to do a search of the nonprofits in your community, not to discourage you, but to encourage you to know what product already exists and where is there a void, where is there a gap, where is there an opportunity for you to deliver your product, your program impact in a different way, right? So you have to know your community. You have to know what exists and what doesn't. You have to know where there is a need and a niche. Hashtag niche. Hashtag niche. All right. I submit to you that just because there are, 9 different types of businesses on a block, I can tell you that they're all not doing as much as they could if they were meeting a unique niche. All right. So the steps to starting first is, what is my niche? What is the product? What is the uniqueness of our organization? All right. That's what you're selling. That's what you are showing. That is what's visible. That's what connects to your donors and your funders. Your donors and your funders are not in your program, right? They don't know your program. They don't know the ins and outs of your program. All right. So your program in itself is not what's going to draw them. It's the result. It's the need that's being met. It's the change that your organization is bringing about. What? The community. You are a community-based organization. So the first thing is, what is my product? The second thing is, where do we fit in the community? Do we fit in the area of education? Do we fit in the area of agriculture? Do we fit in the area of children's services? Do we fit in the area of education? Where do we fit? Once you understand where you fit as a product, as a program, now you begin to engage, invite, inform, inspire, show yourself as credible, as a resource, as a place to come. This all starts. I know we like to jump in the deep end, right? I really don't want another nonprofit to get that piece of paper and come flying down the hall, right? Oh my gosh, I got my letter. Now what do I do? I need money now. I submit to you that if you know what your product is, that before you get this piece of paper, while the IRS is shaking and baking the paperwork, right? You are out in the community, sharing, showing, marketing, explaining, expressing, speaking about the need that you're meeting and the value of your impact. Why is what you're doing important? Not just to the people that are in your program, but how is your program important to the community, right? It's the community that's going to support, that's going to give, that's going to donate, that's going to contribute, that's going to volunteer. It's not the people in the program. The people in the program, right? They're not your donors and your supporters. So you've got to show to the community where your customers are, your donors, your funders, your collaborators, right? The people that would want to support you over and over and over again, become regular donors, become monthly donors, become repeat customers, right? Why would they do that? Why would they go to work and contribute to a program that they're not in? Why would they donate, contribute, sponsor? Because it's important to them in the community. They think this community work is important. So you've got to know, who is my audience that we're going to serve as a part of your product, your program, your impact? And then who are the people? What are the interests? Where are they? What do they talk about? What do they think about? What do they love? What do they understand about the problem? Are they a part of the conversation? Can you engage them in that part of the conversation? Y'all, this is for people who just don't want to have a piece of paper. How many of y'all just have a piece of paper? Oh my gosh, I have a piece of paper. I've had this piece of paper for 2 years. I've had this piece of paper for 4 years. I've had this piece of paper for 10 years. And I just haven't done anything with it. Why haven't you done anything with it? Because I didn't know what to do. I'm telling you what to do right now. All right. I'm telling you exactly what to do. exactly what to do. Understand what is your value. Now, Google can't tell you what your value is. Google doesn't know. Google doesn't know your community. Google does not know the need in your community. Google does not know the culture of your community. Now, I just want to invite you to be free and clear of Google, that you can think on your own, that you can make the determination of what is relevant and important. All right. In your community. I see you. I see you. Thank you. Thank you. Hey. All right. So the first thing is, you have an idea. What's your product? What is the value that your organization brings? You've got to be able to articulate this. You've got to be able to articulate it on Facebook, on all the social media, but how about this? In person? Because when people make a decision to give, to contribute, to become a customer, to become a repeat customer, they're going to need to have a conversation with you. Nobody is writing any checks without having a conversation. Understanding, what is it that I'm giving to? Where is my money going? How is my money going to make a difference? Am I making sense? Am I making sense? So you want to start a profitable business, #business, a profitable business. Your business fits into the community and has an edge, is marketable, has a valuable product. It's a business. Now, some people run it like it's a hobby. I just want to help people. I just want to do something really good for people. I just want to give back. You don't have to start a nonprofit to do that. You can volunteer if that's what you're doing. You don't have to go out and pay the IRS money to get a piece of paper. You don't have to do that. You can volunteer. You can just, if you're going to give it away, just give it away. You don't have to establish anything to do that. But if you're going to become a competitive business, if you want the funder, if you want the donor, if you want those that are giving grants to give you some money, you got to know that it comes with an explanation of what is your value. What is this? What am I investing in? What is my return on that investment? If you guys can have that conversation, money is not your problem. Then you're able to what? Educate, inspire, influence. You're able to let people know the value of what you do and how they can support it. It is not an idea. Your nonprofit is not driven by an idea. It is not driven by passion. It is driven by the purpose and the mission and the vision to meet a need. All right? Because your grant funder is going to ask you about the business part of your business. They're going to want to know who's running it. I'm going to need to see some resumes. Oh, and I'm going to need to see a budget. A budget is not just your expenses. A budget includes your revenue. Now, that's the part that I get excited about. I get excited about the revenue side. That when you start your nonprofit, when you start a nonprofit that you have in mind that's going to be fully funded, you understand that there are several streams of revenue. You understand that there is money that has the potential to come into your organization from many places. So you do that next. Who are the funders for this? This is when you're starting. This is before you get this piece of paper. Because when you get this piece of paper, honey, right? All the bands are off and you are off and running. Don't get this little piece of paper. And then you sitting around talking about, I don't know what to do next. I don't know what to do next. How many of y'all got a piece of paper and ain't done nothing with it? This is not the golden ticket. This is not Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. And this is not the golden ticket. What's your golden ticket? The impact of your program. That's your golden ticket. I always say money is not your problem. Being fully funded is not impossible. And you could be fully funded within 6 or 7 months if you really do the ding dang thing right. What do you do, Jen? How do I become fully funded? I got to know my product. I've got to market my product. What's your product? Your impact. What's your product? The problem that you're solving in the community. The people that are giving and contributing to your organization are not in your program. They're not in your program. So you've got to what? Educate. You've got to inform. You've got to engage. You've got to inspire. You've got to be visible to the people who are not in your program. How do they know you exist? How do they know what you're doing? How do they know the value of what you're doing to them? Unless you show and share them the product. I have a question. How many ways are you showing the value of your product? Any business that's going to be successful has to have value. Because your donors and funders are not throwing money away. They're not just contributing because they ain't got nothing else to do with their money. You want to be that organization of choice. How do you do that? Show your value. How do I do that, Jen? Any way that you can think of. There is countless ways to cross a room. Countless ways. You can jump, you can walk, you can skip, you can roll, you can backflip. There are countless ways to cross a room. So there are countless ways that you can show your value. You are not hampered in. You are not confined to a list. Do the ding dang thing. If it's a value. If it's a value, then show the value. Show it, share it, communicate it, introduce it to people who don't know you yet, right? This is how we raise more money. How do we raise more money, Pete and Jen? I talked about this last week. If you didn't see my live last week, go back and see it last Tuesday, all right? How do you raise money? You raise more money by being in front of more people. How does any business grow? More people patronize the business. You are a business. You've got to be business minded, right? No one is moved to write you a check because of your passion. Passion is not sustainable. Now, why am I so, passionate about this stuff? There are days I wake up and I say, Jen, you're talking into the wind. Nobody's listening, right? But I tell you the truth. This is a work that touches lives. This is beyond anyone's passion. This is a work that touches lives. This is a product. This is an impact that not only impacts the people that are in your program, but it impacts everyone around them, their family, their loved ones, their friends, their colleagues, the community. So you want to be apt, you want to be confident, you need to be able to articulate. This is what we do. This is why we do what we do. This is the benefit of what we do. And this is how you can support what we do. You have to have a mindset of, what is my business? What is my product? And how do you articulate the value of your product? That's where the money is. right? I don't know why we're so resistant to that, but that's where the money is. People come into a business to exchange. They're coming into your nonprofit to exchange. What are they exchanging, Jen? They're exchanging their money with something that they think is important. I think this mission is important. I think this cause is important. But how would they know unless you told them? How would they stay and become repeat customers, ongoing customers? That's where sustainability gets in. Fully funded means I got one donation and that same person will give a second donation. That same person will give a third donation. That same person will become regular donors, right? That's where you want to be, at a place where you have a business where people are keep coming in, where you've got donors and supporters keep coming in. How do you do that, Jen? Showing your value, sharing your impact. Well, I need new donors, Jen. How do I get new donors? Show and share your value. Articulate the difference that you're making in the community. Invite people. Let people know what their dollars are going to help accomplish. That's how fundraising works. And it's fun. Y'all don't understand how fun fundraising is. If you understood that you get an opportunity to connect with people who believe in what you do, who are inspired by what you do, inspired enough to see the value in your product to give to what you do, then you would talk about it. You wouldn't want to be the best kept secret. You wouldn't be shy about sharing your value. The steps to starting a fully funded nonprofit where you have enough money to operate and to deliver your program begins with, what is my product? What is the value that I bring to this community? Because it's the community that's going to support you, not the people that's in your program. It's going to be the grantors. It's going to be the businesses. It's going to be the individuals. It's going to be those that give in kind. It's going to be those that volunteer. So you've got to be able to speak to and connect with those individuals. You got two audiences. All right. You got the people who are in your program. That's one language. They know the date, they know the time, they know how to sign up, they know how to get engaged, they know the process of the program, all right? That's your audience. But the people who are your supporters, your funders, your grantors, your contributors, they're not in your program. So you got to get their attention in order for them to know about, be inspired by, moved to give. How do you do that? Show how your organization is indeed meeting a need. Articulate that need. Describe that need. Inform of that need. Why? Because these people don't have the need. These people are not the ones that are going to be benefited by or involved in the program that is meeting that need, right? Your donors, your contributors, your funders, they're not in that. They're not in that circle. So in order for your organization to grow and to thrive, the more people that know about what you do, the more people that understand the importance of what you do, the more people that see and are engaged in what you do are those that make a decision to give to what you do. This is very simple. This is very simple and doable. All right. Listen, I'm a professional fundraiser. I've been raising money for over 35 years. Fundraising is predictable. It's predictable. I've got people now that have done what I told them to do. They're posting today, Jen, I got this program fully funded. I told you it can happen, but you got to do the work. Let me say this. Google can't do the work for you. Facebook cannot do the work for you. You've got to be able in your community to talk about what's important in your community. Facebook cannot do that for you. These little tools are assets, but they are not what's going to solidify, confirm for the donor to make that contribution. Oh, and to make the second contribution. Oh, and the third contribution. Can you imagine your organization having multiple regular donors? Can you imagine your organization having multiple major donors, having grants, having sponsorship, having in-kind, enough funds to support your program in your organization? You've got to be able to see it in the business mind, not through passion, not through the haze of eagerness or desperation, right? Because sometimes we start these things and then we get desperate because we don't spend all of our money, your money. You don't spend all your money, and now you're desperate and only talking about money. You're going to have to invest. Any business that starts is going to have to invest, but that cannot be your plan. When you start your business, the first thing that you've got to start working on is, how am I engaging, inviting, inspiring, motivating my customer, my community? I hope that my analogy is clear, that you happen to be a tax-exempt business, but you're a business nonetheless. And no business starts with the idea of, I'm going to be the only supporter, or I don't have a plan or a strategy of how to grow my business. That's not good business. And for those that may have started and just didn't know what to do, right? We don't know. Okay, you don't know. But now you know, begin to do this work. This will not fail. This is guaranteed. And let me say this, you gotta get a consistent spirit behind you. That if you want consistently for your organization to generate revenue, then you've got to consistently show the value of your product. Sustainability doesn't come without value. Value in the eyes of the customer, those who are donors, those who are funders, those who are contributors. They are the ones that see the value. How do they see the value? Right? They see it through letter, they see it through proposal, they see it through conversation, they see it through engagement, they see it through testimonials. So use all of it. Don't use just one, use all of it. And show your organization as a place and a space that is safe for your customers to contribute to. Your donors are not impressed because you've been around a long time but haven't done the work, not able to articulate the work, evaluate your work. All right, y'all? You don't need another plan. You don't need another to-do list. You don't need another, someone to inspire you. You need to do it. Okay. Hey, many of you need a coach. You've never run a business. You've never run a business. You've never gone into something that needed to be built from the ground up. You know, when you start your 9-to-5 job, you walk in, HR has everything lined out, right? They got the keys, they got the badges, they got the books, they got all the resources already mapped out, right? In this case, many of you are founders. Many of you are walking into something where you've got to build it. And if you've never built it, That's your hindrance, not money. If you've never built it from the ground up. Now, somebody at your job built it from the ground up, right? There was a day one for everybody. So nobody is exempt from a day one, right? No one is exempt from starting. You're in the starting phase for most of you. And if you've never done it, then you need someone to help you do it who's done it. All right. And I'm not saying you need to do it with me. I'm just saying get you some help from somebody. I think I'm a great example. And I'm a coach that really cares, but you've got to do the work. I can't put the food in your mouth, chew it, and swallow it for you. Some of y'all want that too. Some of y'all want somebody to just put it in my mouth, chew it, and swallow it. I don't like going live. I don't like having conversations. I don't like meeting new people. I don't like networking. That's where the money is. And if you're not going to do it, then you got to find somebody who will, because that's where your business funds come from. They're not coming from the sky. They're coming from people who want to give and receive value. Money is attached to value. Okay? You have value. Your mission matters. Show and share your mission. I want you to think of 3 or 4 ways that you can show and share your mission in different ways every day. Can you imagine that? That every day you are reaching as a goal 3 or 4 new customers, new prospective donors, inviting, engaging those who've given once to give again, reminding those who have given to you previously that your work is still going on. That's the work that you have to do. Starting your business means you've got a plan and a strategy to grow it. The steps: what is your product? The 2, who are the people that are interested in your product? 3, how do you market to them? And 4, being consistent. Consistently engaging with those who've given before and inviting others to give. That's how that's how money is grown. That's how fundraising happens, right? Those that came to your events, reaching back out to those that attended your events. Thank you for coming. Was there any questions that we could answer for you? We appreciate you showing up. Do you have any questions? Are there things about our organization that interest you? These things happen every day, in order for your business to grow. All right. I'm going to let y'all go. I'm trying to keep these things to around 30 minutes. Okay. Because y'all know, those of y'all who know me, I can go on and on and on. All right. I do not want to take too much of your time, but I do want to come in and hopefully share value, give you steps, give you clarity, and give you direction. All right. This is my heart to you, something that I believe in giving back, having done this work for so long. And I appreciate that many of you will take this information and do something with it, right? Yes, I do have a YouTube page. It's Jen Y. Jen Y. I also have a podcast. My podcast is Nonprofit Nuggets with Jennifer Yarbrough is my podcast. For those of you, again, who are new to me, I've got 4 books I've authored in this subject matter. Again, 35, going on 37 actual years of experience helping nonprofits start, grow, and sustain their businesses. Okay. I hope that this has been helpful. If those of you who are interested, I've got a 2-day mastermind coming up on fundraising strategies, the first of the year, where people are really understanding and doing it, mapping it out, and getting the exact things. What do I do each and every day? The things that I told you to do those things each and every day. All right. How much time does it take, Jen? 45 minutes. 45 minutes to show and share your product, right? It doesn't have to be 45 minutes, at one time. If you got 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes in the afternoon, 15 minutes in the evening, but you've got to invest the time in your business. You've got to invest the time in your business to get more customers, more donors, more funders, more contributors. All right. I appreciate you. I appreciate each of you. And thank you all so much for being so attentive. Yes, I did. Yes, I did, Alexis. Yes, I did. All right, y'all. Do you have any questions before I let you go? Any questions about what I've spoken about before I go? If you guys would like to reach out to me, my website is jdyarbrough.com, jdyarbrough.com. I don't think I've even shared that. And, if I think the best investment for those of you who are struggling is a coach. The quickest way to get to where you want to go is to follow someone who's been there and who's done it. Okay. I've run the day-to-day in the nonprofit. I don't just talk about this stuff. I've done it. I've done the day-to-day. I've done the war, all the hats. Been the executive director, have to manage the board. Then I got to manage the community. And then I've got to manage the program. And then I got to raise the money. I've done all of it and done it successfully in a very high level. And I started my business because I recognized that people who were just starting may not have the guidance, the understanding, and the awareness, particularly in a startup, right? It's a very interesting and rewarding opportunity that you have to share your business and the value, right? No one gives money without understanding the value. So give the value to your donors, give the value to your funders, give the value, share the value, show the value for them to engage, to invite, to inspire, to inform them on the ways that they can support your work, okay? Value comes before your passion, especially when it comes to the donor, all right? I hope that this was clear. I hope that this was clear. The steps. What is your product? What is your value? What is your impact? You got to know what that is. Who are the people that would support it? How do you communicate that? How often are you communicating that? And then are you sharing and showing with them so that they would want to give again? All these are systems. All these are tools and strategies that grow any business, including yours. Okay? Including yours. I appreciate you all. And I want you to have an amazing rest of your day. And I'll be back next Tuesday for Teach Me Tuesday, where I hope to be able to share some more value. If there's anything that you all would like for me to talk about or any questions that you all would like for me to expound upon, just put them in the comments and I'll be happy to take those into consideration. This is your time. This is information for you. And if I can offer any help or support as your organization grows, then just let me know. All right. You guys have an amazing rest of your day. Take care. Bye. All right, you all, here we are. We are at the end of the training, and there is still so much more to do. I want you to take your notes, and now it's time to execute. And that's going to be the easy part. You just have to say yes, and then let's get it done. And if you need help, my team and I are here. I want you to feel free to jump on my calendar if you would like to speak about the ways by which my team can help you in the areas of doing it for you or with you. Get on my calendar and let's talk about it. My calendar is www.timewithjen.com. That's www.timewithjen.com. Feel free to go to my website also at jdyarborough.com. That's jdyarborough.com. So much work to do. We might as well do it now.